Hi, I'm Anna, and I've had this YouTube page, Bits and Pieces of Life, for quite a while now, but I haven't done anything with it. I opened it originally because I sell Pampered Chef. So originally I named it something else and was planning to upload my videos that I do from time to time with Pampered Chef. However, I renamed it to Bits and Pieces of Life because for many years now I have been writing in a blog on WordPress or Jetpack, and I had named it Bits and Pieces of Life, and I started it years ago, and I just have been thinking a lot about it, and I've decided to share some of the things that I've written. I won't do them all, but from time to time I will make a video and just read some of the things I've written over the years. But first I want to introduce myself. Again, I'm Anna, and I'm married to a wonderful husband that's the love of my life. We've been married for 29 years. We have 3 beautiful children who are now adults. Our youngest is 21. Our oldest is, actually she will be 21 in April. Our oldest will be 25 in May. And then we have a 22-year-old as well. So I have one out in the working world, teaching. I have our second son is in the military, and then our daughter is away in South Carolina at college. So that's just a little bit about our family. I was a stay-at-home mom for the majority of our marriage. I stayed home and I homeschooled our children until they were ready to go to college and on with life. Then I decided to return to the working world, and I am right now a receptionist at a local eye or optometrist office. So that's just a little about me, but I have written on this WordPress for many years, just little bits and pieces of our life. Some of them are more like devotionals that I've just kind of been like reading, and the Lord maybe lay something on my heart. Some of them are about our life, so it's kind of a mix of a lot of things. Today I would like to share the one that I wrote this week. I hadn't written much this year in 2025. Last year I kept up with it very good. I wrote all the time. This year kind of started out, and I realized the other day that I hadn't written for a while. And so I decided to write again, and now I'm sharing. So the title of this one is My God in Whom I Trust. And just so you know, you can go to that blog and read them on WordPress. It recently changed, the app changed to Jetpack. So that's how it's downloaded on my phone and iPad, is Jetpack. But if you go on there, I am Bits and Pieces of Life, and you can find me on there and subscribe and be able to read them yourself. But I'm gonna, like I said, hopefully I'm going to share occasionally. So this one is called My God in Whom I Trust. Matthew 19:26 says, with man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Ezekiel 38:23 says, so I will show my greatness and my holiness and make myself known in the eyes of many nations. Then they will know that I am the Lord. These verses, I was reading them and in my quiet time, and the song came immediately to my mind that we used to sing with our children when they were home and small. And it's the song goes, my God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. And then we'd always tag on, for you. And then that led me to the song that we used to sing in church years ago. And it goes, He's bigger than all my problems, bigger than all my fears. God is bigger than any mountain that I can or cannot see. He's bigger than all my questions, bigger than anything. God is bigger than any mountain that I can or cannot see. I didn't get that in the right key. But anyways, you get the gist. And so I was just kind of reflecting on how big, how mighty he is, and how that things seem impossible. Just like that verse said, with man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. And there's been so many times that I've just like looked at situations in our life, and I've been like, this is impossible. There's no way that it's going to change, or that it's going to get better, or that we can make it through this. And, you know, my first, maybe just my genes, I don't know. My first thing is to kind of be negative, like, and say, this is impossible. Like, this is not going to work. However, we serve a mighty God. He's a big God, and he's mighty. And he says, with man, this is impossible. But with God, all things are possible. And I know his word is true, and I know I can lean on him. So I can depend that all things are possible with him. And then I was reading John 14:27, which says, peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. Actually, my husband and I are doing a devotional together, and we're learning verses. We just started that and a while back, and so it gives us a verse, and we stay on that same verse for several weeks. And that was actually one of the verses we had several months ago, and that verse in itself just really kept me. I mean, there were so many times, so many nights I would go to bed and I would just pray that. I would go for a jog. I like to jog. I would go for a jog and I would just pray that. I would just pray that over myself. Peace I leave you. My peace I give to you. Not just peace, his peace he gives to us. And do not let your hearts be troubled. Do not be afraid. And I also really leaned on, in 2024, Psalms 23, just that whole chapter. I leaned on that starting in April of 2024. That's just another story for itself. But I leaned on that whole chapter the entire year of 2024. And it's bled over into 2025. And so immediately when I read, do not let your hearts be troubled, do not let them be afraid, it immediately took me to Psalms 23:4-6, where it says, I will fear no evil, thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And then I just kept feeding on that. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and are safe. Psalms 91:2, I will say of the Lord, he's my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. And that's why I titled this, My God in whom I trust. My trust is in my God. He's mighty. He can do the impossible. He's wonderful. He's always made a way when there seemed to be no way in our life. And so no matter what I face in this life journey, I can have peace. His peace, knowing I'm safely held in his arms. He loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Life comes with twists and turns, mountains and valleys. However, we have a friend that's closer than a brother. He walks with us right into the fires of life, and we come out without even the scent of smoke or our hair singed. At times we go into the dens of lions, and he shuts their mouths. We can rest safely with Jesus. He's our good shepherd. He takes care of us, and he carries us through each storm we face. I'll trust in God because I know he cares for me, and he cares for you. I think I've just found over the last, I'd say all of my life, but definitely raising the children and just going through different things in life, I've just found that his word is my safe place. when I'm having a bad day, when I'm struggling, when I feel like I don't have any peace, I have anxiety, if I will bring the scriptures to my mind, to my heart, that are in my heart, bring them to my mind, and just really meditate on them, it brings such peace to me. And I just want to share some of the things that the Lord's done for us over the years that's why I started writing. I wanted, it was an outlet for me to write about things that were happening in our life, or ways that I was seeing the Lord move in our life. And I've just kept writing. And I will come on here as often as I can, and I'll go back into time and share some of those stories of how God has He's parted the seas. He's moved mountains in our lives. He's been such a good Father. And there's been times when, again, the natural mind just said, there's no way. But the Lord, there is a way. There is a way with the Lord. And if we lean on Him and trust in Him, then He can do anything in our lives. I don't know about you, but, I have things that I'm praying about. And some of them, they seem impossible. In fact, I had someone recently tell me about one of the prayers that I've had for many years. And they didn't know, I don't guess, or maybe they do know, I don't know, that I've had this certain prayer in my life for a very long time. And they were talking to me and they said, you do realize this is, impossible. This situation is impossible and it's not going to change. And, it's just not. It's not going to change. And it hurt me. And I thought on it for a few days. And I didn't tell anybody. I just kind of, stored it in my heart. And, it kind of made me sad because what I'm praying about is a miracle. It would be a miracle. And if the Lord chose to answer that prayer. And I thought, wow, but I finally did share it with my husband, and I just told him, I said, this is very dear to me, and I've prayed about it for years, and he's prayed about it for years. And I said, it's not, I don't feel like it's impossible for the Lord. And he said, Anna, it's not impossible. Nothing is impossible with the Lord. And he said, look at his track record. That was not his exact words, but he was like, look at his record. Look what he's done for me. And he has an incredible testimony. I don't even try to share his testimony because I think, it's better coming from the person. But the Lord radically changed his life. And he's a miracle. He truly is a miracle walking. And he has quite the testimony. And so he said to me, he said, Anna, look at me. God can do the impossible. He can change a person. He can change situations. He can make a new creation. The verse, I am a new creation in Christ. He said, this is not impossible with God. Nothing is impossible with God. And we just have to keep steady praying and seeking him and trusting him, because he is our peace. And so even when we don't see the answer that we want right away, he is our peace, and he will bring that to pass at his time. And that's what we ultimately want anyway. We want his will, his timing, because he sees the big picture and we don't. But anyways, that's getting sidetracked. That was just a piece of, a piece of this, where this writing came from, because I'm learning, and I learn every day, but I still am learning to put my trust fully in him. I think a lot of times we say we trust him, but we take whatever that is back with us and we try to carry it. And it doesn't work that way, because that's when our anxiety comes. That's when our, stress comes. The load's too heavy for us to bear. This situation that I'm praying about, it's too heavy for me to bear. I can't carry it. I've tried to carry it in times, off and on. I try to carry it myself, but I can't. I'm not able. But we serve a God who is able, and he can do anything. And we just have to give those cares and those things to him, and he will give us peace, because he said in his word, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. And so, like I said, many nights I have gone to bed and just prayed that over myself, and then prayed Psalms 23, the Lord is my shepherd, and he is a good shepherd. And a good shepherd cares for his sheep, and he listens for his sheep, and he knows them by name, and he knows all about them. And so, if you would like to subscribe to my page, and from time to time watch my videos and see me share bits and pieces of our life, I'd appreciate that so much. I love you all, and I love the Lord, and I have so much stored in my heart, and I try to write it out on these pages, but I thought this might be another way, another avenue to share the love of Jesus and the power of Jesus and all the great things he does for me. Not just for me, but for our family and for all those around that I know. I just see him everywhere. I go for a walk, go for a run, and I see Jesus everywhere. And so I hope that you will subscribe to my page, and I hope you'll have a blessed day.